What's going on, guys? So today on this third-party, not robot, or not necessarily robot, that transforms into a box thing, we're going to be looking at something really new from 52 Toys, and it is out of their MEGABOX line, and it is their UNUS, or UNUS. And it's illustrated by Mechazone. And now this is the first of their Hexanoid line. A whole new thing they're doing. This is MEGABOX 15, UNUS. The only time I've ever seen UNUS as used in a thing like this as a title was the weird kind of offshoot channel that Markiplier and another dude made, and that was UNUS Anus. I'm not entirely certain. But anyway, this would be cool. Why is it so much brighter than it was a minute ago? Like, I don't know what's going on with my camera. Either way, so it is actually kind of an action figure transformer. It's very interesting. It looks like a dude. It looks like a weird mix of Metroid and a couple other different things, like maybe some Mega Man and other things like that. And it is a legit like action figure. It's going to be definitely a different thing. Oh, look, hey, here's actually a read-up here on the side. Awakened from their quiet sleep, these beings acquired life and consciousness. I just added an S on there. After gaining vast amounts of energy from the immense universe, they became intelligent in nature and mastered everything around them in a flash, even the planet. When building their home world and traveling different galaxies, they introduced themselves as Hexanoid. He is the first Hexanoid ever existed, so he took the name UNUS. Many more Hexanoids woke up with UNUS, yet more await their turn to wake up. Interesting. I didn't actually read the backstory there. So we got box mode, we got humanoid mode, and other humanoid mode. There's nothing different there except how he's holding the weapon. Multi-action display! No, actually, it's just a leg. And you got 15 plus, and look, little guy. Look. He's a sad Pac-Man. And then you got Facebook and Instagram. Go follow them on all the things. Let's see here. You got all producers, material type, MEGABOX. The designer was obviously on the front. Nothing crazy there. Warnings on the bottom. If you wanted to see my initial go at this, it is up for channel members. Hold on, there's something different going on the inside of the box. I just noticed because it doesn't have the Beast Box background. So I want to see. Can I remove that? I should be able to, right? Yeah. Come here. Come on, little guy. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is neat. Okay. It's about the lore, guys. It's all about the lore. Look at that. MEGABOX. Hold on. He's got a cube that's doing all kinds of things, and we got all our little Beastbox logos. That's pretty badass. Huh. Did the Hexanoids create the Beastbox world? Who knows? Okay. So, there he is in the box mode. And here comes this. Now this, oh wow, this is sealed differently. Give me a second. It doesn't have just a fold over with the tape. I'm confused. I don't have a knife with me. So I'm just curious because I don't know if he's going to have a character card. I don't know if he's going to have any of the normal stuff realistically. And no, he doesn't have a character card at all. Interesting. But he does have the projectile plastic springy box thing. And instructions, not instructions, catalog. Looks the same despite being a brand new IP for them. Yet it features nothing new. This is why I think these catalogs are a waste of paper. It's like, look, if you're going to include it, you know, make sure there's anything new in it. This is all shit we've seen for, you know, a whole year, basically, at this point. Alright, and we do have, oops, I'm literally just dropping stuff. It's a big mess behind me here on the ground, guys. We do have the instructions manual, which I'm going to be referring to quite a lot. And then this one is more of a thing. You can see he's pretty complicated, going to be honest. Now, he came in humanoid mode, and I tried my darndest to figure out how to transform him. I failed for the most part, and then had to see exactly what I was missing in like this first little page here. I got it. It was cool though. But it is interesting to see an actual human shape turn into a box. There he is. This is going to be a very interesting Taro video because then I have to figure out how to do it again. Alright, so get him out of the box charger. Set that aside. It's weird to think of a humanoid creature that Uses a box charger. And you do see he's gray. Got some silver paint. Some not so great metallic red paint there. Exposed screws. I will say, out of all the things I've gotten from them in recent years, considering this is a new IP and a new thing entirely, it's definitely the lowest quality. I think, at least it feels that way plastic-wise, and because they use this kind of metallic-y plastic. There's some more red paint there. You got some silver paint over red, which makes it look pink. Just be honest here, green paint, though, looks pretty damn good. And, of course, he's a box. You know how boxes do. Here he is next to Wally. Same size box we always get. I mean, even compared to other box, there he is next to Bloodstone, who had literally just filmed that review. His instructions fell over here into view of the camera. They're just gonna stay barely off camera. I'm surrounded literally by 5-2 Toys things at the moment. Alright, so I'm gonna try to figure out how to transform properly. I'm not sure. I think it showed to lift up on all of this first. To kind of untab that. And then untab this. Well, lift it up, not untabbing. And then untab that. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go from here. Okay, I'm going to assume we need to unfold the legs. Let's unfold this section first, just for clearance. That's going to be his little torso part. The legs are tabbed into a faux weapon. So here's what's funny. They include a tiny version of his weapon for box mode. I don't understand why. Okay, so now we've got that unfolded. We can come down here. So this is interesting. So you got the hips here. You want to rotate there. And then bring that down. Straighten up the knee. Fold out the foot. Good to go. Do the same thing over here. Once again, rotate at the thigh. And then bring down at the hip. So it's a very interesting way to do things. So you just straighten out the legs, bring down the fetums, like so. And I think we want to wait on this particular part. Okay, where am I at? Alright, so this is going to be the backpack, I know that. So let's just close this up, like so. We've got the whole upper torso here, tabbed in. So there's an arm. There's another arm. Then fold these guys down. I think they're tabbed into each other behind the head. So you can see a tab there. Swing this down. Swing this down. They were tabbed in by these gray pieces, which I think are going to be moving here in a bit. Straighten up the head. Which way is it facing? Okay, can't straighten up the head until the chest is figured out. Okay, so this is backpack. This is the part that goes on top of the shoulders. I'm remembering as I go, guys. Give me a second. Okay, so these need to rotate down. So this has to come out, flip out from the arm, and then come down like so. Now, I know that was like, what? So this needs to come up. It's just tabbed in right there. Swings out. Get the shoulder out of the way. And then swing this down. And this will form the chest. And that tabs in right in there. Now we'll bring the shoulders forward. There's a tab there. Tab there. Bring the head. Oops. I think I needed to bring the head forward before doing that. Hold on. Untab. Untab. Sorry, guys. Got to swing back up and out. Just a second here. Bring the head down and into that spot. Then bring it back up. Like so. Alright. Shoulders back out. Alright. Bring this up. Like so. And then somehow you need to... Oh, wait, no. like that. Yeah, that's the ticket. And then that will tab into the shoulders and sort of locks the neck in place. And then we want to slide this up. And that needs to lock into place, and it's not. There it goes. And then flip this up, and I screwed that up. Pull the hips back down. Do it this way. Yeah. That tabbed in much nicer that time. Alright, so I got to do the shoulders here. So I want to swing that around. Arm down, elbow, straighten that up. Rotate at the bicep, and get your arms there. I have no idea if any of that was on camera. I wasn't looking. If it was, good for me. Alright, swing your arms around pretty much. There is our UNUS, our UNUS, our Uno boy, our #1 best boy as it is. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. It's freaking ridiculous. I mean, this is like a superhero. Alright, so I'm going to say it now. Their painting on this particular plastic sucks. Except on the knees. The knees seem to be okay. So, the red paint here on the torso seems to be okay, but in some places it's flaking, but it's still not super thick. The paint here on the arms is not good. They were kind of trying to reach the same metallic color as the shoulders at the plastic, and that's just not going to work. It kind of works on the head because it's painting on translucent, but other than that, no. And the silver over the red has the exact opposite problem. Either way, you end up with a pink. But you get the cool green dot there. I guess it's supposed to be for his heart. His heart. And then he actually does have... Why am I doing this the hard way? Close the damn camera up, you dummy. Been a minute since I've done an action figure. I've got a pile of them down here I need to do. Okay, so inside the translucent lens, you can see 4 painted green eyes. Let me see if I can get a light actually in there. That'd be great. Yeah. And head's on a ball joint. Nothing crazy. Not the greatest thing in the world, if we're honest. But you got silver paint and red paint and gray paint really filling out the head. It's not terrible. It's cool sculpt, but like everything else, it kind of looks like a race car driver, if we're honest, or a motorcycle. More stuff going on here on top of the shoulders. You got the red paint back here on the backpack and stuff like that. I mean, on the back, he's just all holes and slots and stuff like that. So that's not the best. I mean, ball joint mounted shoulders for transformation, probably not the best idea for something like this because it's blatantly obvious what you had to do. But I mean, like, you do get good up bicep rotation. You get bicep bend if you want it. Double jointed elbow, which is good. Wrist rotation, also good. Painted hands there with the gray. Translucent bit with silver painted pipes underneath, which is actually a good way to do that. I like that. You don't get any waist swivel due to the way you transform, so that part kind of sucks. You do get different colors of gray here for some strange reason, but only around the hips. I mean, you guys can see it's a bluish gray here. So these are pretty much universals, right? Yep. So you can do great Jean-Claude, pretty much perfect Jean-Claude, and okay chorus line. And then if you utilize the thigh rotation, it's pretty good. And you have the thigh cut as well. That does this, the diagonal cut for the thigh. So get you some wonky things there. There you go. You got some holes for mounting things. Double jointed knee for the full run. And of course he can tab himself together if you need to. The ankle, it's a little crazy due to transformation, but it still works. Nice silver paint and then gray paint just to change it up. But this is just a ball joint, which means it's going to suck over time. But, I mean, it gets you a decent run, realistically. Like, I mean, like, he's posable. It's just not the prettiest thing in the world. Like, it also would have been good to get, like, some posed hands. It's mostly the legs that are going to get you a lot of your attitude. You can't get a lot of rocker, though. Maybe a little bit. There we go. Yeah, you can get it out there. So, I mean, like, he can do some stuff. So, it's not terrible. In this humanoid mode, he's significantly taller than a Wally. Obviously. Significantly taller than a Dio. A D10. A Dio. And, like, I guess Reaper probably going to be the only thing that's going to be close in size and realistically color. So I mean, That's cool. That's a cool set right there. Imagine him riding Reaper. Now, if you guys recall when I was talking about the Toxicorn video, where it looked like he could have a rider, I was thinking that this guy would be a good candidate for that, but way too big, if I'm honest. Give me a second. I got to go fetch something of a normal action figure to compare him to. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. So he's not even in the 6-inch range. He's closer to NECA scale. Look at this. He's dead on with NECA size figures because it's a NECA foot soldier. So there you go. There's something totally different. Who would have thought you could get your interesting little transforming box things to scale with NECA? So I don't know. Give him a Fugitoid repaint. All right. So he does not come unequipped with things. He does actually have a weapon, which is pretty cool. I like how it transforms, even though it's pointless because you can't do anything with it in box mode. But it's mostly gray plastic, then you got the red plastic and green translucent, and it does open up to a pretty cool, like very much like a Halo plasma cannon kind of thing, including the silver paint on the inside. Looks pretty good. Just a simple dual hinge system here. Looks nice. And it does have a peg right here, so if you are so inclined, you can peg it onto the forearm for forearm use, if you're interested in such thing. However, the thing I didn't anticipate was that it had a handle. And I was confused by this at first, and I'll show you why in a minute. Because you got to flip this out, like so. Wish that was gray paint on the inside there. And now you can hold it like a normal gun. And it is pretty cool in its own right. Just got to make sure you balance him. There we go. Now, I did mention earlier that he does come with the small version of it for reasons. It's like, once again, things changing scale for no apparent reason. Why they didn't paint the rest of this red, I have no idea, and the red metallic paint is flaking around the edges, but this does still transform, at least to a degree. Like, it doesn't go past that point for some strange reason, and it should. Like, I could have sworn that it did. Like, it's almost like they pinned the arms wrong or something, because it won't flip forward for anything. But this is the reason, actually, I discovered that the big one had a handle, is because the little one has a handle. Seriously, though, like that, it's almost like it's not clearanced enough, because it does feel like it should do what that one does, but it's like it's not hollow enough in there. You see how it's got the slot, but the slot's only on one side, so maybe there's something wrong with the mold. But either way, if it wasn't for the fact that that had that hole in it, I would not have figured it out. And this thing is slightly integral to the box transformation, but doesn't serve a purpose in the robot mode. I mean, you could still peg it on or something like that. Like maybe it's a compact mode, like it literally shrinks. Because you can't actually do that with this. I mean, like, you could just fold this up and have it on his thigh, you know, plug that in like so, and just wait to use it. I mean, it's a little big, let's just be honest here, but you could do it, or you could have it on his backpack in any one of 3 spots, and you know, you've got to reach over to pick it up and whatever. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a nice weapon. It's just weird. And I presume if you have any of the para weapons, they would definitely work with this guy, although, you know, lack of paint. And like I said, it's one of these days I do want to actually get around to painting my para weapons to a degree. But there's this guy, our UNUS. Got 4 eyes, which means he's a deviant. That's pretty cool. He's a cool figure, realistically. It's really basic when it comes to being a transforming figure that is an action figure. But the articulation is still pretty good. The gaps and stuff like that, the posts and tabs hanging out of him for transformation take away a bit, in my opinion. Now, if they're going to do something like add armor onto him that covers all those pegs and holes, that would be pretty badass, not going to lie. Transformation is interesting. Clearance issues, especially around the chest. But for the most part, he's still pretty good. From the back, it's incredibly boring, but, you know, you never look at things from the back, right? Also, it totally gives away the ball joint section here. I wish they would do something about the exposed screws, or at least not use bright chrome ones, because I think that just really breaks it up. You know, if you got gray, black would be significantly better. You know, just anything would be better than that. But for the most part, really good, but needs work. It's a good first attempt. I assume they'll get better the more they do these. It's like the same thing with the other MegaBox figures. Some of the early ones, not the best, especially in the combination mode or stuff like that, but they're just getting better and better. But it's got personality. I'll give them that. Got pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Let me know what you think down below. I do think that they should have painted this. I think this should have been gray. This would definitely be good for custom fodder. I do worry about the plastics. So let me just mention that real quick. I do think that compared to anything else they've done, I mean, even any of the normal Beast boxes, the plastic doesn't feel remotely like the same quality. And I think it's because they used all metallic plastics. And it just doesn't feel good. It does feel like it's going to be weak. Like it might break over time. I'd rather them use solid plastics, non-metallic, and then give it a metallic paint job at best. And I think that's where they've fallen short with this guy. Like, it would be cool to even do a good repaint on him. Like, if I could get the translucent off and then literally just disassemble to a degree and then give him a good repaint. The silver's not bad. It's just not good quality paint. They usually do better. Every now and then they won't. The red metallic, also not good because it's painted over this really crappy plastic and probably not primed very good. This here, definitely not good. And you're painting over translucent plastic, you got to be super careful that your paint isn't going to melt it. As an actual toy company, they should definitely be aware of this. I am worried. I think the strongest plastic, if I'm going to say anything, is probably right here in the joints. But the rest of it is sketchy at best. And last but not least, if you're going to do an action figure, give it some better hands, or at least give it an alternate hands, because having just a holding hand with nothing to hold gets old. Let me see. Let me turn this light off. That's kind of cool. It might be better. I'll figure out the lighting for the pictures. But guys, let me know what you think down below. Is it a good one? Is it not a good one? Are you excited for this brand new line? They've been teasing something like this for quite some time, except they had more animalistic humanoid creatures in their original concepts. And this is very different from what they originally showed off. So maybe they've got a lot more planned. And we'll see what happens in the future. It's very interesting to see an entirely new line and an entirely new scale that still does the same thing. I like they stick to the whole it's a box. It's a person that becomes a box thing. And if there's some interesting lore behind this where he is somehow one of the creators of the Beast Box universe, even better. Because he's got a whole superhero deco going on, so gotta be something there. But I'll see you guys on the next one. And remember, as always, keep on boxing.